Today I'm going to share with you the entire framework on how to go viral with TikTok organic dropshipping and make anywhere between 10 and 50k in profit per month. It's literally the same exact framework as we used with Mikey again, who recently hit his first 100k month with 50% profit margins, so that's 50k profit, and also all the other case studies which I've been posting on this channel weekly. We are very close to hitting 1 billion views across TikTok and Instagram Reels. What are we going to cover in this video? Very first of all, I'm going to give you the bird's eye perspective of how the entire process works. So an overview over the strategy. Number 2 is I'm going to teach you step by step how to find winning products and do product research. And most importantly, how to identify the best products out there. Because obviously finding 100 products is easy and the difficult part is identifying which one is the best out of them. Number 3 is I'm going to get the question out the way of how to target the US market if you don't live there. Because everybody's asking me everywhere how to set up this entire VPN SIM card setup so you can actually have US as your target audience. Number 4, and that's basically the foundation of everything, is how to create amazing banger content. So it's going to be covering everything, including storytelling, how to make hooks, how to find trending sounds, how to film, how to edit, and basically everything you need to know to go viral. Then the most fun thing starts, which is selling. How do you actually go from going viral to profits in your bank account? Because obviously those two things are very, very different. And if you go viral, it doesn't mean that you know how to sell. However, if you master the skill of going viral and selling, you will be able to sustainably live from TikTok organic dropshipping for the next years until it dies out, which I don't think it's gonna happen. This is gonna be a lot, and that's why we've also put timestamps into this video, so you only watch this video while you actually are focused and are taking notes and are doing this properly. Because again, I've seen this time and time again. TikTok organic dropshipping is the best opportunity I've ever seen in my life. From every single business model I've ever came across in my whole life, I never saw anything more beginner friendly, which gets people to the very first 10k profit month. It's so ridiculous how fast you can get there, and we've seen this across the board with everybody who takes action. And this is the big keyword. Because organic is one of those rare occasions where your effort and your results are exactly correlating. If you put in the work and use the right strategy, you make money. It's as simple as that. It's literally just that. The only requirement with our strategy is you need to have time to film at least 3 videos per day. That's the bare minimum. 3 videos a day you must film, basically taking 3 hours in your day into TikTok organic. If you have that and you truly follow exactly what we're going to tell you in this video here, you're going to make money. All right, so let's take a step back and look at our strategy from the top. If you think about it, there's just a couple of things you need to learn to make money with organic. So let's go through it. The very first step is you need to select a product which is easy to go viral with. Now, obviously, with the product selection itself, you can either make your life harder or simpler because there are products which are super easy to go viral with and other products which are super difficult to go viral with. Take this thing, for example. If you just show this product by itself, it's so cool that it's naturally entertaining and it just goes viral by itself versus a product like that.
Does it come with a rope? That's a very common question.
Step 2 is learning how to film and edit and doing all of those things. Basically, the very first thing you need to learn after product research is how to go viral. The main thing is not to care about sales, about anything. The main thing you need to worry about is how do I go viral on TikTok? Because selling is gonna come later. First, it's just gonna be the skill of making really good videos where everything is on point. The lighting, the transitions, the hooks, the story, everything needs to be really, really good. And then you will see that going viral is not luck at all. Going viral is a skill, and you need to understand that it works over and over again. Let's take the most famous example, which is clearly Mikey again. If you just look at him, he's going viral left and right with basically every single product he tests. It's almost like 7 in a row. And trust me, the reason for that success is not luck. It's just the skill. Only after that, you are allowed to focus on the next thing, which is going to be selling and converting. Converting is a combination of a bunch of things. It's not only going to be the store or only the product or something. It's a combination of, number 1, how good your product is and how much people want your product. Number 2 is how salesy your videos are. If you go viral because of some random bullshit in the background, you're not going to make sales. If you go viral because of how cool your product is, you're going to make a shit ton of more sales. Number 3 is where you go viral. So which audience specifically do you actually go viral with? Is it US? Is it Mexico? Is it China? Or for example, if you're selling a dog product, is it actually you going viral for dog owners, or are you generally going viral for like 12-year-old kids? Obviously, obviously that's going to determine how much money you make of a product. And overall, what you need to keep in mind, per million views, you're gonna make anywhere between $100 and $10,000. Obviously, that's a huge range, and that range is gonna be determined by all of those factors: where you go viral, how your store looks, how your pricing is, how your product is, all of those things. But here comes the really fun part, because after you learn how to go viral and how to sell, the next step is quitting your job and multiplying the entire process until you burn out. It's a very, very tedious process. However, you must go through this. After learning all of those skills, the next thing is just one thing: replicating. Nothing else. You learned how to go viral and how to sell. You replicate that until you burn out. And slowly you will realize you're hitting that point. And the beauty of this entire thing is now that you can outsource everything. You're gonna be outsourcing all the content creation, the editing, the filming, all the email management, where you basically have to answer to your customers, and all of those things are gonna be outsourced step by step. Here, you're gonna start having more time again and gain basically freedom to actually think more about the business. And then you're gonna be able to start focusing on product research and selecting like really, really good products and finding more creators, and also doing all the branding aspects. Because here, you're gonna be able to start customizing your product with a supplier, doing like a proper branding thing where other dropshippers are not gonna be able to compete with you. Because there is a level which you're gonna hit where you start having the problem where you always go viral that every other dropshipper is going to copy, and you can prevent that by having a proper brand. That's going to be the last step, and this is the entire strategy. Let's start with the first step, which is product research. So let's start with the most important part. What is a winning product? A winning product is not the same for everybody. For example, if you're just starting out, you should pick the easiest products ever. However, the downside with a super easy product is that it's easy for everybody, and it's gonna be very easy for your competition to replicate your thing, and it's basically gonna die out sooner. However, you should focus on the easiest products possible in the beginning. Later on, you're gonna have to focus on more advanced criteria, but let's focus on the beginner ones first, and then we're gonna layer in the more advanced stuff. As a beginner, and what I mean with beginner is across your accounts, you don't have like 5 million views, that means a beginner. The only things I would focus on is, number one, how easy it is to go viral with a product. Is it you literally just showing the product and it's already good, or is it not that? Number two is, how easy is it for you personally to film that product? Because obviously, if you want to sell a dog product but you don't have a dog, it's much more difficult. Or if you want to sell some like eyelash thing but you're not a girl, it's also going to be much more difficult to sell that. Number three is, how many videos are out there which you can replicate? Because let's face it, you suck. You have no idea how to go viral in the beginning, which is fine, but make your life easier and don't reinvent the wheel, but find a product which has a bunch of proven concept out there, meaning that there's a bunch of content which you can replicate. If you are just starting out, you should generally be only replicating, and there are two ways how to replicate content. Number one is obviously just finding a competitor and just copying one by one, frame by frame. That's very important. Number two is finding video concepts in your niche which are similar and which you can basically apply to your product. That also works. However, that's something which you must consider while doing the product research. The next criteria is how fast it is to film the product. Because, for example, if every time you have to film the product, you have to go to some mountain which is like 25 kilometers away, that's going to be much more difficult to film when you're starting out. Or, for example, there's a bunch of products like this tree which are just usable one single time. If you have a product which you can only use once and you make one video out of it, what after that? You have to have like the same product 100 times to film 100 videos, which is terrible. So you cannot do that as well. Another perfect example for this is this magnet structural thing. You have to build this magnet structure every single time before you film, and then you have to ruin it and break it again and then build before filming it again. This means that you have a shit ton of time which you just wasted on playing around with some magnet or something, which is bad. Now, don't get me wrong, again, if you're super advanced and you know you're gonna make a banger out of it, go for it, take more time. But in the beginning, I wouldn't go for those products where you have to go like 25 extra miles just to make a decent video. So overall, the main question you have to ask yourself always while doing product research is, am I able to go viral with this easily and quickly? That's the main question when you're starting out. Let me just show you one example of a 10 out of 10 banger perfect product. This mouse pad. Just check it out and understand why it's good.
Fastest cloth pad. Fastest glass mouse pad.
So why does this go viral? The only reason why it goes viral is you show it and it's super good. The product itself is so much better than every other mousepad that it makes everything easy to go viral with. You just show a normal mousepad and then your mousepad. This would be a perfect product. On top of that, one criteria which you can think about later is niches. How much money you make and how much you convert is dependent on your niche and whether you even are in a niche. If you have like a super general broad product, you're going to make much less money versus if you go in a very specific niche and only in that niche you go viral, because that's much more targeted. If you go viral in dog or a gaming niche, you're going to make much more money if you just go viral for every kid out there. So this product not only fits the normal criteria, it's even inside of a niche. And also one criteria which it fits perfectly, which I didn't mention yet, is it has a barrier to entry. Now we're getting into the advanced criteria here, because having a barrier to entry in this product is basically they have like some sort of special coating on that product and a normal glass pad doesn't make the cut. And on top of that, to even start selling this product, you have to buy this product like 1,000 times or something and have like a huge bulk order to even be able to ship it. This means every other dropshipper is not going to be able to sell. And only this one brand has a special coating, makes like a perfect product, and that's why they basically dominate the entire market and have all the views for themselves. This is something super advanced and you should not even think about when you're starting out. However, if you already are more advanced and already have made some money from organic, that's definitely a huge criteria. And also this whole niche thing is huge if you already have experience, because if you're just starting out, just go broad, it doesn't matter, go in niches, go broad, whatever. If you're here to convert, which you're not here for in the beginning, keep this in mind. Your main goal is not making money, but learning the skill of going viral. If you're starting out, that's the only thing you need, and you cannot skip steps because you don't want to try to make sales while you don't even know how to go viral. If you're already advanced, going into niches is probably the best thing you can do. The conversion rates are just so much higher. You will see making like 5 to 10K per million views is a very normal thing after going viral in super passionate audiences. One little trick I can give you here, which is illegal niches. This might sound bad, however, the reality is that this is the very first time where you can actually sell, for example, weed or sex products without getting banned badly. Now, you still will get banned from TikTok if you sell some weed product, and it's going to happen, and it's basically going to be a game of volume where you basically have to create a bunch of accounts, but it doesn't matter because you can just create a bunch of accounts. If you are selling weed products on Facebook, you just get banned instantly, and it's much more difficult to find another account because you can not just create one. However, here, it's the very first opportunity where you can actually market weed products, sex products, all of those niches, which you cannot market anywhere else online. This is insane because the demand is the same as in every other niche. However, nobody's getting away with selling it. So this is just something which you should keep in the back of your mind, and you need to understand that this works super well, but also keep in mind that you're going to definitely have trouble with payment providers, and you're also going to have trouble because you're not going to be able to build like a sustainable brand. It's going to be more a bunch of accounts which you create, you scale one, it gets shut down, you scale another one, it gets shut down. It's kind of a mess, but if you know what you're doing, it's just a quick money grab. One other criteria which is huge and most people kind of forget about is how good is actually the product itself. How useful is it? Because for example, if you go viral with this 2D backpack thing, which is super easy to go viral with, everything is great about it, but the problem is you look like an idiot if you wear it. It looks terrible. So this instantly is gonna mean that nobody's gonna buy it. All right, so it actually needs to be a product which people intrinsically actually want, and that's the reason why it goes viral. This gaming mouse thing is a perfect example. It's actually cool. You want to have that. That's why it works. It doesn't go viral because of how stupid it looks or something like that. Now, one general issue which you're constantly going to encounter is finding the balance of proven concept but not saturated. You need to find products in this golden middle, and that's going to make by far the most money. It's very difficult to find that out though, and that's also one of the reasons why, for example, in our program, the whole structure is this. You make a list of all the products which you find which fit our criteria, and we look over that list and tell you this one is good, this one is bad, this one is good, this one's bad. We literally handpick the products for you just to make sure that you have a head start. So I'm going to talk about the program later, but basically coming back to this, you need to find a product in the golden middle. So now that we have the criteria down, let's talk about how to actually find those products. And there's one simple method. You shouldn't do anything else. The only method which we're going to use until you hit like 50K a month is this. Go on TikTok, you search TikTok made me buy it and all of those search terms, and basically click on all the dropshipping videos, engage with them, like, comment, save, and that's it. All right, you just do that, and then your entire feed is only going to be dropshipping products, and you just scroll for hours and hours and hours. Here you must be patient. You cannot expect to find winning products in a couple of minutes. This is gonna take hours, if not days. Check out how long it took Mikey, for example, to find his product.
This product took me over 24 hours of scrolling to find, so don't expect to find something good in 5 minutes.
It's very, very simple, nothing to it, you just scroll. The main thing is identifying, seeing what a good product is. That's the only thing. Now, probably the most requested question I've ever gotten in my whole life. How do you set up an account which is going to target the US, but you don't live there? Initially, I wanted to put it in this video. However, I want to put a little barrier to entry into this, just so not too many people start with it right away. Basically, I'm going to give it to you completely for free. You just need to DM me on Instagram, VPN SIM strategy. It's going to be like a couple-minute video, which is just going to be a screen share, and we're going to show you exactly how to set that up. It's very, very simple if you know it once, and that's it. So let's talk about the content creation. Very first of all, you again need to shift your mindset from how do I sell to how do I entertain and go viral. That's always gonna stay step number one. Again, you cannot skip steps. It's literally because you first need to learn how to walk to be able to run. Entertainment in general is the easiest to achieve with one thing called controversy. Controversy is by far the best method to go viral generally. So in general, to lay out the foundation here, with short form content, whenever people are commenting and looking at the comments, the video is playing in the background and playing and playing and playing. And this means that the watch time goes up like crazy and it just boosts the entire algorithm. So whenever people are reading through a bunch of comments and want to know what other people think about this topic, it's just going to spark TikTok and Reels in another way. So for example, in my YouTube videos, if I say something along the lines of you shouldn't go to the gym because it doesn't make you more money, the reason I would say something like this is I understand a bunch of people don't think the same way, and that means that a bunch of people are going to comment about it and another group of people is going to be agreeing with you, and then you're going to have a bunch of conversations in the comment and all of that stuff, which is exactly what you want. Let me show you an actual example of really strong controversy.
So you're niggers? Yeah. I'm a Cairo. I'll show you how to crack it.
So obviously the main part here is that neck hurts and the N-word sound very, very similar here. And there's going to be a bunch of people who are going to complain about that or whatever. So something like this is just going to boost everything. And that's, again, the easiest way how to go viral. I'm going to show you a bunch of nuanced ways how to do this without, number one, getting blocked, and number two, also without getting viral on the completely wrong audience. Because here you still showed the product, and because everything was about the product, you kind of get away with it, but still there's much better ways to do it and much worse. Here's the main thing. If you overdo all of this and have like a very obvious Pornhub logo in the background and people are just gonna say, what the fuck is this background thing? Then what happens is you go viral in a wrong audience. Let's say you're selling a dog product, but do this thing, you instantly attract teenagers who laugh about dick jokes, which is not connected to your product. So you don't want to do that. Again, we're gonna get into the selling part later on, but this is just something you generally should know. Next, let's talk about the most important part about every video. And it's the first couple of seconds, the hook, the scroll stopper. It's literally the thing which dictates everything. There is a bunch of different ways how to hook a person. One really simple one is just finding a clip in your niche which looks really good and basically showing it before your product. We have one example which Mikey did and it went super well, which is this drift car thing.
This is the best gift for car guys. A mini drift car. Comes with a remote. And they're super fun.
The next thing you can do is something along the lines of a text hook, which I call the implied scroll stopper. If you imply that there's going to be something coming up which you don't see yet, people would stop and want to know what it is. For example, if you say, just look at how funny his mom's reaction was, and then you see a little kid in the picture and no mom, people are going to wait until they see the mom, which will have a reaction because they're expecting something which is going to come in the future. The same thing is if we take this video from Jake Paul saying that he's going to shave his beard.
I haven't shaved my beard in like 2 years. Forget what it looks like, but we're going back to the old Disney Channel Jake.
The hook is making people curious and they basically want to see him without the beard. You postpone curiosity to later. This is just a little trick you can use, but the easiest way in general is directly talking to specifically your audience and sparking some kind of emotion. If we take a look at this video, for example, you're going to see exactly what I mean.
Nobody said it was easy. No one ever said it
put a super emotional clip or something along the lines in your niche to get attention, and then you show the rest later. After the hook is done, the next thing is storytelling. If you have no idea how to make a good video, the easiest framework is just telling a story which logically makes sense. Now, it doesn't have to be something from around the campfire where it's this crazy, nuanced, perfect told story. It can be something very, very simple, like filling up a water bottle. Filling the water bottle, drinking out of it, and then closing it again. Now look, even though this is not the most amazing thing, it still tells a story. You unpack something, you do this next, and it's a clear timeline. Now let me show you a little bit more of a nuanced example where it's a perfect told story just to sell like a dog barking product.
If you've ever watched one of my videos, this is something I recommend more than anything I have ever bought in my whole entire life. If you have a dog that literally will not stop barking, our little dog is so anxious. We've tried CBD, we've tried bark collars, we've tried, literally everything. And we just moved into a condo and the elevator is across the hall from us. So anybody who uses the elevator, they literally lose their mind. And again, I live in a mid-rise condo downtown Chicago. It is dog friendly, but like our neighbors are not down with dogs barking all the time. It has been so bad that I have literally been in tears about this because I don't know how to fix it. And then I saw a TikTok of a lady talking about this Bark Buddy remote. When I explain this, you're going to say, no chance that works. I swear on my life, this has changed like my dogs forever. You literally hit this button and I'm not going to do it, but it makes a sound. There's no collar involved, nothing. It doesn't shock them, nothing. It just makes like a high frequency sound, basically like a dog whistle that kind of like snaps them out of their like incessant barking and it makes them stop. So you literally just point it at them and you give them a command. So I say no bark and I press this and he immediately stops. I'm going to try to get him to do it today, but since I've started using this in the last like month, he doesn't really bark that much anymore. Like, this has been a lifesaver. So if you have a dog, you can get them on Amazon. I think they're like $30. Barks Buddy with an X.
Literally nothing crazy happened. It's just her talking to the camera. No fancy editing, no fancy filming, no nothing. She's just telling a really good story and just sells the shit out of this product. It's such a common problem for dog owners to have this, and she just literally solves that with just this one video and explains how the same thing helped her. Now, let's go over the next one real quick. It's trends. All right, trends will come and go. And the main thing here to understand is you shouldn't always only rely on that. Storytelling, hooks and stuff like that is not going anywhere. But trends are quick money grabs where you can make a lot of money really fast, but then basically it dies out and you go to the next one. To use one example of a trend is you just make a video answering a comment and then just not answering the comment at all and talking about your product. This is a trend which was working for a couple of months really well, but after that, it kind of died down. So it's just something where you basically look around and see what actually works for other people and you do the same and that's it. Now the next one is huge and it's basically listening to comments. One of the easiest ways how to get video ideas is literally just looking through your comments and actually listening to what people want to see and answering them. If you, for example, post a video of you painting an egg and then a top liked comment with like 2,000 likes is saying, hey, paint the egg green, it's probably a good idea to just literally do that and listen to them. Top liked comments are really good. The reason why they're top liked is because a bunch of people agree with them or find it funny or want to see it. You should take inspiration from your comment section a lot, and it's one of the easiest and fastest to implement things which you can ever do. The next thing you should definitely use is captions. Now, captions can be utilized to boost your watch time. If you say something which keeps them watching till the end, for example, literally watch till the end, that by itself is actually not that bad. Also, you can bait comments by saying something random where you basically, for example, say, what's up with this apple in the background? And first of all, people actually watch the video again to find the apple in the video if they didn't see it, and then they basically talk about it in the comments. Or if there's no apple in the background, everybody in the comments is going to be like, what the fuck? What do you mean? What apple? So captions can be used really well. Again, don't reinvent the wheel, just look at what works and take that. After nailing all of this, you can start thinking about a couple of other things, which is cheap views attract cheap sales. So if you go viral because you have some stepsister joke in there or something like that, you're not gonna make money. And I know I said you shouldn't worry about making money, but ideally you learn how to go viral for the right reasons and not because of those stupid little things. The next huge thing I want to talk about is adding your own unique skills into the videos. So for example, if you're super good at basketball, it might make sense to sell something basketball related because you're going to be able to pull off some trick shots or whatever it is, which is going to make your content better and stick out within all the other dropshippers. This is something which is a little bit more advanced, but if you have a skill, if you are super into the gym and you're going to make some kind of gym content, that's something which like 90% of the dropshippers are not going to be able to replicate because they look like shit. So it's going to be much easier for you to go viral, and also you need to think about your strength in general. For example, if you are a woman, make products go viral which are for women. It's so much easier because there's like 90% of the dropshippers are guys and they basically don't have a girl who can film for them. So you're just gonna stick out instantly by being a woman and doing the same thing as the guys. Next is the target audience. And this is also, by the way, something which advanced people definitely should keep in mind when selecting a product. For example, if you want to sell to middle-aged women, normally they're going to have a lot of money. If you want to sell to 12-year-old kids, they're not going to have a lot of money and they also don't have a credit card. We've seen a bunch of like grandma products do super well and have like 5 or even 7% conversion rates on the store, which is literally unheard of with organic because the audience is super willing to pay and they have money, they have a credit card, and it's much easier to sell them versus a 12-year-old kid which has to ask his mom to pay for him. If you are selling to kids, the main thing to keep in mind that they will have to ask their parents. So basically who you need to sell is their parents. And if you have some sort of product which the kid is not going to feel comfortable asking his mom, let's just imagine you're selling some kind of sex toy and you actually target teenagers. Now all of a sudden you have this dilemma of them not having a credit card and them definitely not asking their mom to buy it for them. So you're not going to be able to sell shit. And this is just something by itself which can make or break the entire sales process. It's going to determine if you make like $100 per million views or like a couple of $1,000s per million views. Now let's actually talk about filming and how to plan your filming days. It's very important to understand that filming is not only filming, but it's actually scripting and finding the ideas and then filming them. And it's very important to first make a list with a bunch of video ideas which are already scripted, then only start filming and have like a full filming day. It's going to make everything much simpler. Also here, it's very important to not get distracted because a bunch of times while filming, you're going to get new ideas to film something else. Have a notepad next to you and write it down and don't start filming something else. Do what you planned, write down the ideas, and you're not going to forget it that way. The next thing is pretty obvious, but you need to have good lighting. And basically, you just need to make sure that everything looks clean, and that's it. Don't overcomplicate this. You're going to be able to buy really good lights for less than $100 on Amazon. The next thing I want to talk about is transitions, and that's a huge one because transitions are going to make everything much smoother. Let me show you a really good example of what I mean.
Exactly why you like me.
Inside like the 4th of July. Whenever you're around, I always seem to.
So I'm not going to get into the specific details on how to get this. You can just search on YouTube how to technically edit this. But something like this is going to come from experiences. This is actually something which is going to make everything much smoother, and it's definitely worth it to learn this. You must have to have this skill down. In general, the clips you use are going to be anywhere between like half a second and 4 seconds long. This means that you shouldn't stretch things out too long and have like 10-second clips without any cuts, but rather more shorter clips. And I also don't mean to have like 5 4-second clips one after another. They should definitely be varying. Especially if you're doing those transition videos, you should definitely have like shorter clips overall. Here's also one more clip which is just perfect in doing all of those transitions, and the cuts are so good. And again, keep in mind, look at how short those clips are. Everything is just so fast paced and spot on. The retention just goes up like crazy because people literally just have to watch it. Now let's talk about how often you should be posting and how long things should take for you in general. Overall, as a rule of thumb, it's 1 hour per video. So it takes 1 hour to film and edit, post, and do everything for the video itself. If you have 3 hours a day and post 3 videos per day, that's totally fine. It depends on the product. Sometimes you're going to be able to do it much faster, but sometimes also it's going to take longer. Keep in mind that in the beginning, you're just doing everything to learn how to film. Here, obviously keep in mind quality over quantity always, and if it takes a little bit longer for you, make less videos but better ones. And here also keep in mind later on when you actually get to like 10 to 20k subscribers, you should start pulling back a little bit with the quantity and post like 1 to 2 times a day. You don't want to oversaturate your own audience and people stop watching you because you do it like 5 times a day or something. The next super important thing is posting across platform. It actually takes exactly 4 minutes to post the video on TikTok, remove all the watermarks, and post it on all the other platforms. And this will overall increase your revenue by over 20%. So definitely this is the best return on investment you're ever gonna have. One little trick you can use is SnapTik, and you can just use that to remove all the watermarks from TikTok, and it's gonna help you post everywhere. Now, after you actually go viral, now the question is, how do you sell? And selling is a combination of a bunch of things. Now again, the easiest thing in general, and that should be the strategy, is going viral and then retargeting with your next videos. You basically follow up with super salesy videos. Let's say you go viral with a decent video, and the next thing you do instantly is just go through your comments and search for a comment along the lines of where can I get it, and then you answer that comment with the next video where you basically only sell. The only point of this video is not to go viral, it's going to be selling to the people who already watched it, because the viewers of the viral video are gonna get your next videos recommended a lot. And here the main thing is just saying in the end of the video that you have a link in the bio, that you're able to buy this, etc. And this is just something which is going to be crucial later on, and you need to make this multiple times, not only one video but like a bunch. You have to have a cascade of retargeting videos after every single time you go viral. Now obviously you're gonna go viral much less if you say that there's a link in bio, because obviously people want to be entertained and not sold. However, that's totally fine because the trade-off is you making more money because of the retargeting video. Now for example, inside of our program, whenever you film a video, we're gonna review it and tell you if we like it, if we don't like it, what is good, what is bad. If for example you actually go viral but you don't have sales, we're gonna explain to you exactly what to change and what to do and how to sell. We're literally gonna be brainstorming with you together on what video ideas you can post next and how to do this properly to convert the best. And this is just the reason why our success rate is so high. If you are in our program and you've posted over like 200 videos, there's no way how you didn't make money. It's literally as simple as that. If you've posted 200 videos and take our critique into account and basically took our feedback and made them better and better and better, you're gonna be super profitable. To get to anywhere between 10 and 50K profit per month is actually much simpler than you think. And after you have the process of going viral down and also converting, you're gonna be able to quit your job pretty quickly if you're not doing it full time yet. Most people think that organic is super inconsistent, which is completely far from reality. In reality, you actually are extremely consistent because the only metric which counts is how much output you do after you learn the skill. It's literally only that. If you do enough output on a monthly basis, you're gonna make way more money than you could ever imagine with anything else. The margins are anywhere between 50 and like 80%. It's actually unheard of. To get to like 20K revenue per month is not that difficult if you know what you're doing. If you follow the right strategy and if you basically have guidance which is just gonna guide you through everything. So let me quickly break down how this entire program is structured. Step number one is you watching through all of our videos and then making a list of at least 30 products which we're gonna review and tell you which product is good and which one is bad. We're gonna narrow things down till we have the top product, and only with that we go to the next step, which is ordering the product and starting to film. While you actually wait for the product to arrive, we're gonna make you make a huge list of a bunch of video ideas for that product and also keep doing product research. When the product arrives, you're gonna film 9 videos and send them to us, and we're gonna tell you exactly step by step what you're doing good and what you're doing bad, what we would change if we would be in your position. And it's literally gonna be me and my entire team helping you directly one-on-one. We're gonna create a WhatsApp group for only you, where it's gonna be me, my very top students who are only there to help you, which I pay to actually help the newer guys, and there's going to be no other beginner students. So the only purpose of that WhatsApp group is you actually sending in the videos you create and us reviewing. We're going to have a bunch of calls with you where we're going to look at your content, tell you everything about it, and generally talking to people who have millions and millions and millions of views is just so incredibly valuable. And that's also the reason why the frequency of our case studies is so high. We're literally posting a weekly case study with all our students in our program, and if you're still not convinced, definitely check that playlist out. And the reason why I'm so confident about this entire strategy is that it's so replicatable to every single person who's dedicated and has time. In fact, I'm literally so confident in it that I actually started to help Mikey again. He was a public figure who actually was posting his entire journey, which means that he would have posted us failing together as well. I just saw that he actually is a person who's super dedicated and is just gonna apply everything I'm gonna tell him, which means I know he will succeed. That's why I took that risk of getting exposed by trying to help a person but not being able to. What actually happened is we scaled his business to 100K a month, which is doable for every single person out there. If you know how to go viral, how to sell, and do that on repeat, that's it. And the best part about it is at some point you don't even have to do everything by yourself. You're going to be able to outsource those parts a lot, where you literally get other creators to do everything for you, to do the editing for you, to do the filming for you. You have freedom from your time as well. And this is something we're also working on with Mikey, and he basically has his first successes now, where other people are making money for him and he's just paying them a monthly salary and teaches them how to do everything. And this is where the fun stuff actually starts, because now this is the closest thing you can get to some sort of passive income. If you actually are dedicated and you're interested in working with me together, you can click the link below and sign up for a call with us. We're going to find out if you are a good fit for our program, and if you are, we're going to start working with you in this program and guide you through the entire process. Again, this is only for people who are truly dedicated to making this work. I don't want anybody inside of my program who's just not going to take my advice and basically drag my success rate down. The only point of this entire first program is going to be to get you into my next big program, which is just going to be much more expensive and also based on a profit share. And obviously I know that you're not going to join a 5-figure program with a profit share before actually seeing success. And that's why I implemented this strategy where you do see success before you join the big program. Basically join first the main program, get to your first like 10 to 30K profit per month, and then we move over to the big boy program. So the point of this whole thing is I only make legit money if you make money. So if you're interested, click the link below and I will talk to you very soon.